Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to the Gender Studies lecture series on Nearpeer, and today we're going to discuss the second wave of feminism. The second wave of feminism started in around 1963 and it ended around in 1980ish. The ideas of second wave feminism pertains to these three types of feminism, namely radical, socialist, and Marxist. Background second wave feminism kaya that this was a reaction, rather a delayed reaction to the domesticity of women after World War II. You see, in World War II, a lot of men went to war footings. क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा डिमांड थी soldiers की, तो बहुत ज़्यादा men conscripted themselves in military in US, and then they went on to fight in Europe, in Asia, and जिसकी वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा industries के अंदर positions खाली हो गई, and that industrial demand allowed women to enter into the workforce. So for the first time, women in mass numbers started working in factories. They were producing food supplies for the soldiers. They were producing armaments. They were producing bombs. They were producing guns. This gave two things. First, women realized for the first time that this is not something that only men can do. Industry के अंदर assembly line के ऊपर हम भी चीजें जोड़ सकते हैं. इतना कोई मुश्किल, इतनी कोई physical strength required नहीं है. And second, it gave them financial autonomy. So for the first time, they were earning money themselves rather than being dependent on their husbands. So this gave them a taste of autonomy and liberty and liberation that men had always enjoyed in history. But once those men came back from the war, and many of them retired from service because it was no longer required to keep such a huge military, women were again expunged from the industries and men were taken in their place. So it took a while for women to realize what was wrong with their lives. So in 1960s, this movement came about. Second important, जो इसके अंदर जो एक monumental event था which caused this was this book Feminine Mystique that was launched in 1963 because it was sold 3 million copies. It basically argued कि जो ख़ातीन के gender role उनके ऊपर assign किया गया that they should be confined to the four walls of the house, they should clean the house, they should take care of the children, they should do cooking. This is a problem. Women are not having psychological satisfaction and they're not able to fulfill or self-actualize themselves because the system is broken, which forces them to do house chores और उनको वो restrict करता है. It's a very sarcastic quotation and very pertinent quotation that shocked and gave a voice to a lot of women who were doing housework that कि उनकी जिंदगी का कोई खास मकसद नहीं है because उनको सिर्फ menial काम के लिए रखा गया. और वो ये आर्ग्यू करती थी कि चूंकि औरतें जो जिंदगी से अपने सेटिस्फाई नहीं है, ये उनकी गलती नहीं है. The fault lied with a system that does not allow them to exercise their creative intellectual faculties, and as such women were the right, and they had the right to be unhappy and they had the right to be angry. It was not revolutionary in its content. For instance, the ideas of this book were already discussed by early feminist writers, but it was revolutionary in its reach because it reached the hands of housewives जिन्होंने अपने दोस्तों को दिया, जिन्होंने अपने आगे से लोगों को पास किया. तो over time this book became a popular hit in well-educated middle-class white women जो खास तौर पे बड़े अच्छे घरों और families में रह रही थी, and all of a sudden they realized that the system is wrong and there's something wrong with it and they need to do something about it. So the central focus इस movement का, इस wave का, इस time period में जो activism हुआ था उसका issue ये था कि in basically to change the way society thought about women. It talked about casual systemic sexism that is ingrained in society. Sexism again is an important word that I might have missed in the first lecture. Sexism is basically the idea कि आप discriminate against the other person based on their sex. Sexism itself is a gender neutral term. Sexism could be against a man as well, but generally हम जब refer करते हैं sexism को तो it generally refers to discrimination against women. इसका जो specific word है वो misogyny है, और misogyny के the discrimination against the female sex. Hence it was critical of the view कि ख़ातीन का जिंदगी का सबसे बड़ा मकसद डोमेस्टिक और डेकोरेटिव है कि बस घर में एक वो ऑर्नामेंट की तरह बैठी रहें और वो खूबसूरत दिखें और वो अपने मर्द को खुश रखें और घर का सफाई रखें. This was something that they declared open sexism and they wanted to rip the system apart. They were also critical of the standards of beauty that objectified women. The argument was in the second wave कि जो standards of beauty हैं कि women should act and they should look a particular way, उनके खास किस्म के बाल होने चाहिए, खास किस्म के कपड़े होने चाहिए, their skin should look a particular way, they should dress up in a particular way, or all the standards of beauty that are created from the lens of men, because men control media, men control advertisement industry, men control ये सारा का सारा political system. Hence उनको जो लगता है कि खातून की कंसेप्शन होनी चाहिए वो उन्होंने बनाई है, और उसके अंदर उन्होंने औरत को उसकी इंडिविजुअलिटी और ह्यूमैनिटी नहीं दी, बल्कि उसको एक ऑब्जेक्ट की तरह ट्रीट किया. सो फॉर इंस्टेंस ये जितने बड़े बड़े फैशन शोज हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू सेकंड वेव, they are inhuman, they are dehumanizing, because a woman is required to show off her body, and a woman and her worth will be determined on how beautiful her aesthetics are, how beautiful her face is, and how beautiful her body is, rather than her inherent intellectual faculties, her educational qualifications. तो उसकी personality और उसकी traits और उसके talent और features से ज़्यादा उसकी physical attributes की basis पर उसको judge किया जाएगा, which is an essentially what objectification is. So second wave was very critical of all this, and second wave relates to the radical feminism movement, which we will cover separately as well. तो 1968 में जो है इसके ऊपर demonstrations की गई इसके against, और उन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा सेरेमोनियसली एक सिंबल के तौर पे बहुत सारे ऑब्जेक्ट्स को बर्न किया. they threw them away as a symbol of basically trying to rattle the system of patriarchy. So Playboy magazine, for instance, is one of the very prevalent magazines that objectifies women according to them. इसके अलावा जो इश्यूज थे जिसके ऊपर उन्होंने आर्ग्यू किया और एक्टिविज्म किया, दैट वाज सेक्सुअल लिबर्टी. खास तौर पे 1960s वाज द पीरियड ऑफ फ्री लव और हिपी मूवमेंट चल रही थी, जिसके अंदर ये था कि वो जो कन्वेंशनल नोशन ऑफ रिलेशनशिप ऑफ वन वेरी डेडिकेटेड एंड लॉयल रिलेशनशिप, हैप्पीली मैरिड लाइफ, इस चीज को वैसे ही चैलेंज किया जाता है. 60s के हिपी कल्चर को अगर आप पढ़ें या देखें, एनालाइज करें, तो उसके अंदर वैसे भी ये था कि लव एंड सेक्सुअल रिलेशन शुड बी ओपन, शुड बी विद मल्टीपल पार्टनर, यू शुड डू व्हाट प्लीजेस यू. ड्रग कल्चर भी इस टाइम के अंदर काफी ज्यादा इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ इन द यूएस. सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट वाज देयर द एडवोकेसी ऑन रिप्रोडक्टिव राइट्स. वो डिफैक्टो इनइक्वालिटीज जो कि सिस्टेमिक हैं, इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज हैं, लेकिन नजर नहीं आती, जैसे कि कैजुअल सेक्सिज्म, कैजुअली जोक्स क्रैक करना ऑन हाउ वुमेन आर allegedly inferior to men, इस किस्म के inappropriate jokes. Moreover, family issues such as domestic violence और marital rape, इन issues के ऊपर भी उन्होंने awareness फैलाई, इनके ऊपर protest किए, marches की, लिखा, petitions की. So these were all the issues. There were some very important successes of the second wave. उन्होंने काफी legislative और legal victories हासिल की. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 in the US theoretically outlawed the gender pay gap. कि इस act के मुताबिक women and men were required to pay same for the same amount of work. बहुत ज्यादा कुछ सुप्रीम कोर्ट के 60s और 70s में decisions आए multiple, जिसकी वजह से birth control for the first time was accepted as a right. Then Title IX was a piece of legislation that gave women the right to educational equality. Educational institutions prior to that could discriminate on the basis of gender, but after passage of this piece of legislation, educational institutions could not discriminate on the basis of gender. Roe versus Wade was a very monumental decision in 1973, जिसमें right to abortion Supreme Court ने accept किया. They basically said that the right to privacy, जो कि constitution में fundamental human right है, right to privacy also extends right to abortion for women, which was something that second wave was advocating for. Nebraska ने marital rape में सबसे पहले first state to pass the law against marital rape in 1976. John F. Kennedy in his presidency also established commission on the status of women. The second wavers also worked on getting women the right to hold credit cards under their own names rather than that of their fathers or their husbands, and they could now independently apply for mortgages and loans from banks. They worked to outlaw marital rape or domestic violence. इसके खिलाफ इन्होंने कैंपेन किया, and they also built shelter homes for women fleeing rape and domestic violence. Sexual harassment at workplace को भी इन्होंने एड्रेस करने के ऊपर बहुत जोर दिया, जो कि तो उसके ऊपर काफी ज्यादा अवेयरनेस फैली. जो क्रिटिक है इस मूवमेंट के ऊपर आफ्टर ऑल दीज सक्सेसेस इज दैट इट आल्सो लाइक फर्स्ट वेव वाज डोमिनेटेड बाय व्हाइट मिडिल क्लास women, and women who had to work to support themselves was excluded from this larger struggle. So you see, when feminine mystique came out, जो हमने बात किया, that was particularly targeted towards women who were domesticated at home, who were not employed by the larger sector. वो घरों में रहती थी. They were living comfortable lives, but that was not giving them realize their full potential because they were doing only housework. They were not working. And these were primarily white middle class women. Black women, क्योंकि black communities generally tended to be poor, so black women, in order to support family, were already working in more numbers than white women. तो वो ख़वातीन जो black ख़वातीन थी, they were facing oppression and issues that were different from white women who were not working in economic sector. तो उनकी issues different थे. तो the critique goes कि वो black ख़वातीन का और working ख़वातीन का जो गरीब ख़वातीन थी, lower socio-economic class की ख़वातीन थी, उनके issues address नहीं हो रहे थे. White in race and middle class women in particular, उनके issues reflect हो रहे थे. ओरिजिनली इट वाज आल्सो रूटेड इन सिविल राइट्स मूवमेंट. सिविल राइट्स मूवमेंट जब ब्लैक्स की सिविल राइट्स के लिए चल रही थी, तो ये और सेकेंड वेव फेमिनिज्म अपने आप को इकट्ठे थी. बट ओवर टाइम ब्लैक वुमेन अपनों ने अपने आप को, जिन्होंने फील किया कि दे वर नॉट पार्ट ऑफ सेकेंड वेव बिकॉज उनको एलिनेट किया जा रहा है, उनके इश्यूज एड्रेस नहीं हो रहे, दे disconnected themselves from the second wave and launched the campaign of womanism, तो ताकि अपने आप को वो डिस्टिंग्विश कर सकें. At that time जो ब्लैक खवातीन थी, right to work was not their most important concern because they were already working. What was important for them was how they were treated badly at workplace and how they were not paid at workplace. But that's not just it. Reproductive freedom की जब white middle class खवातीन बात करती थी, तो they primarily talked about abortion, that they wanted right to abortion. Black women, on the other hand, obviously a lot of them would want to have the right to abortion as well, but they wanted another issue to be addressed. Historically, by virtue of legacy, ब्लैक कम्युनिटी के अंदर ये बहुत कॉमन था कि वाइट मास्टर्स जो थे वो ब्लैक खवातीन की फोर्स स्टेरिलाइजेशन कर देते थे कि उनको, सो दैट दे कुड नॉट रीप्रोड्यूस, सो दैट दे कैन नॉट प्रोड्यूस किड्स, एंड सो दैट वाइट मैन can rape or can do sexually forced sexual activities commit करें on against black female slaves, and they would not have to worry about having kids from those slaves. So वो forced sterilize कर देते थे, forced infertile कर देते थे ख़वातीन को. तो उसकी एक लेगेसी थी जो चली आ रही थी और ब्लैक ख़वातीन की कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियसनेस में थी. So they not only wanted the right to abortion, but they also wanted to stop the forced sterilization of people of color, black women and people who had disabilities, which was not the priority of the mainstream second wave feminism back then. So hence they decamped from the larger second wave feminism and created this concept of feminism. Hence, in concluding this critique, second wave is criticized for being homogenized and whitewashed feminist theory, white-centered theory. इसके अगेंस्ट बैकलैश आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आना इस तरीके से शुरू हुआ कि जब मिस अमेरिका के शो के खिलाफ प्रोटेस्ट किया उन्होंने, इसने बहुत ज्यादा पॉपुलर कल्चर और पॉपुलर इमेजिनेशन को रीडिफाइन किया मर्दों की खास तौर पे. और पॉपुलर कल्चर में सेकेंड वेव फेमिनिस्ट्स वर शोन टू बी ह्यूमरलेस, हेयरी लेगेड फेमिनिस्ट्स. इनके खिलाफ नेगेटिव कॉनोटेशन अटैच करनी शुरू की गई क्योंकि 1980s में जब रोनाल्ड रेगन प्रेसिडेंट बने, वाज अ कंजर्वेटिव चैंपियन ऑफ फैमिली वैल्यूज एंड ट्रेडिशनल वैल्यूज. तो रेगन एरा में जो कंजर्वेटिज्म आया, उन्होंने wrong depiction nonetheless, but they started depicting second wave feminists as man-hating people, as misandrists, as women who had gone too far. तो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बहुत सारी ख़वातीन ने भी अपने आप को सेकेंड वेव फेमिनिज्म से आहिस्ता आहिस्ता डिसोसिएट करना शुरू कर दिया. सो फॉर इंस्टेंस ये कुछ कोटेशंस हैं उस टाइम के, कुछ इंटरव्यूज की न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स से, जो कि आप यू कैन पॉज द वीडियो एंड लुक एट योरसेल्फ. सो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता ये जो इमेज आहिस्ता आहिस्ता फेमिनिस्ट की एंग्री एंड मैन हेटिंग वाली बनना शुरू हुई, जो कि आज भी कुछ लोग रॉन्गली कंसिडर करते हैं, उसकी वजह से सेकेंड वेव फेमिनिज्म का मोमेंटम लूज होना शुरू हो गया और जिसकी वजह से फिर सेकेंड वेव फेमिनिज्म आहिस्ता आहिस्ता 80s के अंदर खत्म हो गई वो फेमिनिस्ट एक्टिविटी until the third wave feminism resurged. These are the further readings that you can do. I will strongly recommend you to read the summary of the second sex by Simone de Beauvoir. It's phenomenal. इससे आपको बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी quotations भी मिलेंगे, अच्छे concepts मिलेंगे for reference. And don't forget to italicize or highlight whenever you quote a reference. जैसे मैंने reference को highlight किया, उसी तरह आपने भी अपने एग्जाम के अंदर जिस भी जगह पे भी आपने reference देना उसको highlight करना है to make better presentation. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time when we discuss the third wave. Thank you so much.